I sat down on this cot next to him. He scooted over and he patted the cot and sat down. So I sat down. He said, have you ever felt like a light pole? Like, he said, that's what I am. I'm a light pole right now. And I was like, I guess I understand where you're coming from. And he said, when you pass a light pole in the middle of the day, it's not shining. It's not serving a purpose. How much attention do you pay to it? I said, no, I guess I really recognize it much. He said, when at night, when it's shining and it's serving a purpose, man, you're thankful for it, right? I said, yeah. He said, right now I'm not shining. I'm not serving a purpose. I am not recognized. He said, I don't know if you are a faithful man or not. He said, but I prayed last night if there was a God and if he could hear me, that he would send me somebody to recognize me this morning.
Wow.
And man, I was just absolutely shook. And I told him my story. And of course I'm crying at this point. I'm bawling, you know, and he's like, you all right? Not really. You know, I mean, yes, but no.
Yeah.
And I told him what I had prayed for. I told him that if, you know, I'd prayed to God that if I was useful in any way, shape, or form, use it to glorify your name, please. I want to be used by you. I want to still know that you love me, that I can be loved, because I felt like nobody could love me at all, you know? He not only allowed me to be a blessing to that guy, we go inside, and I said, man, get you some breakfast. He said, I'll have one breakfast bar and an orange juice. I'm like, man, I don't care at this point if you buy the whole box, you know? So he got him a couple extra things, but he walks up to the counter, and the lady that had just been super hateful to him, she's like, before I talked to her, she's like, you know, I'm fixing to go tell him to leave. And this was before I had mentioned, you know, I'd like to go buy his breakfast. Well, we walk up to the counter. She's bawling. I mean, absolutely bawling. She had heard the conversation that we had standing there at the window, because they had a drive-through window, and she was listening. She said, can I buy half of his breakfast? I said, yeah, if that's what you want to do. She said, I was hateful to him this morning and last night. She said, I had all of my own problems. I had all of my own concerns. And this man is sleeping on a cot outside of a gas station, and I think my problems are more important than his. So I got his breakfast and everything. He's standing there in the store, and it's summertime, and I've got water bottles in my ice chest out in the truck. And I'm like, man, I'll get you a couple bottles of water to get you through, you know, the day. I go out there and get a couple bottles of water, and I set them down, and they're on the table where he was at. And I go to walk away, and I had never, like I said, never carried cash in my pocket or anything like that. I go to walk away, and I just hear, give him everything you've got. I mean, I did. I already gave him everything. I don't have anything else left.
Yeah.
And I just remember my nephew the day before giving me that cash for that fishing trip. And I was like, man, I just took it out of my wallet, handed it to him, and I was like, I don't know what this is for. I don't know what you can use it for, but it ain't for me.
Yeah.
I said, he said, man, I can't take that. I said, I can't leave until you do.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I've been told.
Yeah. I was like, I'm man, I've got to give it to you. He said, can I hug you? I was like, yeah. And he said, I don't smell the best. I said, well, if it's all the same to you, I probably don't either, you know?
Yeah.
So we hug it out. But as I got ready to leave, there's 4 other guys sitting at the table behind him. And these guys walk up as I'm getting ready to leave, open up their wallets and start handing him cash too. And they all gathered around this man and prayed for him. Man, when I tell you, I got on the phone with my dad because he said, man, just pray to be used. I got on the phone with my dad and I said, man, thank you. Thank you for keeping me straight, you know? And I said, I asked for God to allow me to bless one person, just one. So I walked out of the store this morning with 7 people in tears for God's glory. And I sat in the truck and I cried and I thought, man, I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry that I doubted you.